Greetings and salutations, travelers, and welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. The following is a fan-based reading of the rulebook for the Pathfinder 2nd Edition playtest. All rights reserved to Paizo and any other proper legal owners. Thank you.
Chapter 1. Ability Scores. Your character has 6 ability scores that represent her basic attributes and raw potential: Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. These scores each influence different aspects of your character's capabilities. As your character progresses through the game's story and increases in level, she gains ability boosts that improve her ability scores, allowing you to decide how her experiences have developed her raw capabilities. The 6 abilities. Your ability scores are split into 2 main types: physical and mental. Strength, Dexterity, and Constitution are physical scores and measure your character's physical power, agility, and stamina. Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma are mental ability scores and measure your character's learned prowess, reasoning, and force of personality. Strength. Strength measures your character's physical power. Strength is important if your character plans to engage in the hand-to-hand fighting of melee combat. Fighters, monks, paladins, and rangers all benefit from having a high strength score. Strength also determines how much bulk your character can carry. See page 175. Dexterity. Dexterity measures your character's agility, balance, and reflexes. Dexterity is important if your character plans to use stealth to surprise foes or to make attacks with ranged weapons. Rogues, in particular, benefit from having a high dexterity score, as do rangers and some fighters and monks. A high dexterity score allows your character to reduce or avoid attacks and magical effects that can be dodged or outright evaded, such as Dragon's Breath. Constitution. Constitution measures your character's health and stamina. Constitution is an important statistic for all characters, especially those who fight in close combat. Fighters, monks, paladins, rangers, and rogues particularly benefit from a solid strength score. Additionally, Constitution grants characters extra hit points and makes them more resistant against poison and disease. Intelligence. Intelligence measures how well your character can learn and reason. Intelligence is a vital statistic if your character is an alchemist or a wizard, since these classes use complicated formulas or spell notations when using their abilities. A high intelligence score allows your character to perceive and understand patterns, and to pick up skills that can serve her during her adventuring career. Wisdom. Wisdom measures your character's common sense, awareness, and intuition. Wisdom helps you understand religion and nature, and is a critical statistic for clerics and druids. A high wisdom score can help your character shake off mental spells and effects. Additionally, wisdom affects your character's perception modifier, which measures how well she observes and identifies threats or curiosities among her surroundings. Charisma. This score measures your character's strength of personality, personal magnetism, and ability to influence the thoughts and moods of others. Charisma is an important statistic for bards and sorcerers, and grants benefits to clerics and paladins. Charisma also determines your character's resonance points. See page 376. Generating ability scores. When you're ready to calculate your character's ability scores, follow the steps below. Your character's ability scores each start at 10, and then you'll apply the ability boosts and flaws she receives from her ancestry, background, and class, plus 4 free ability boosts she receives at first level. This process allows you to customize your character. Ability boosts. An ability boost is a one-time increase to a single ability score. Typically, an ability boost increases an ability score's value by 2. However, if the ability score to which you're applying an ability boost is 18 or higher, its value increases by only 1. At first level, a character can never have an ability score that's higher than 18. When your character receives an ability boost, the rules indicate whether it must be applied to a specific ability score, or one of 2 scores, or whether it's a free ability boost that can be applied to any ability score of your choice. When you gain multiple ability boosts at the same time, you must apply each one to a different score. So, for example, if your character was a dwarf, she receives an ability boost to her Constitution score, her Wisdom score, and 1 free ability boost, which can be applied to any score other than Constitution or Wisdom. When your character advances to 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th levels, she receives ability boosts in 4 different ability scores. These function similarly to the ability boosts she received at first level, but she is free to use them to increase her ability scores above 18. Keep in mind that once an ability score is 18 or higher, an ability boost increases the value of that score by only 1. Ability flaw. Ability flaws are not nearly as common in Pathfinder as are ability boosts. If your character has an ability flaw, likely from her ancestry, it means she decreases that ability score by 2 during Step 1 on page 19. Step-by-step instructions. The following instructions will help you calculate your character's ability scores at first level. You'll start with a value of 10 in each ability score, then make adjustments for your character's ancestry ability boosts and ability flaws, then make adjustments for your character's ancestry ability boosts, then make adjustments for your character's ancestry ability boosts and ability flaws. This is followed by adding 2 ability boosts from her background and 4 free ability boosts at first level. Finally, she will receive 1 ability boost to her key ability score from her class. After determining all of her ability boosts, record the ability scores you've generated on your character sheet. For information about modifying your character's ability scores as she gains levels, see Ability Boosts on page 18 or the Ability Boosts section of each class entry in Chapter 3. Step 1. Start with 10. On your character sheet, see pages 429 to 431. Or a piece of scratch paper, write down all 6 abilities: Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. Each ability starts with a score of 10. The book displays Strength 10, Dex 10, Con 10, Int 10, Wiz 10, Cha 10. Step 2. Ancestry ability boosts and flaws. Now apply the ability boost that your character's ancestry provides. Most ancestries provide ability boost to 2 specific ability scores and another free ability boost. Humans are an exception. They receive 2 free ability boosts instead. When you apply these ability boosts, keep in mind that you must apply each one to a different score. Then apply the ability flaw your character's ancestry requires, if any. An ability flaw reduces that ability score by 2. You can apply your free ability boost to that score to bring your score back up to 10. For example, let's say you're making a human character and you want her to be a fighter. Human characters receive 2 free ability boosts, and you want to make a fighter who bashes skulls and can take a beating. For that, you'll want a good strength and constitution. Remember that you can't apply multiple ability boosts from the same source to a score at a time, so you can't have a strength score of 14 quite yet. After the ancestry step, your ability scores might look like this. The book displays STR 12, Dex 10, Con 12, Int 10, Wiz 10, Cha 10. As a second example, if you were making a Dwarven fighter, you'd receive ability boost to Constitution and Wisdom, plus 1 free ability boost, but you'd have an ability flaw in Charisma. Your ability scores then start out like this. STR 12, Dex 10, Con 12, Int 10, Wiz 12, Cha 8. Step 3. 2 background ability boosts. Once you've applied a character's ability boost and ability flaw, if any, from her ancestry, it's time to apply her ability boost from her background. Descriptions of Pathfinder's character backgrounds begin on page 38. The background you choose gives your character 2 ability boosts. Usually this consists of 1 free ability boost and 1 ability boost limited to certain choices by the background. Let's say you want your human fighter to have been a hard-working farmhand in her past. The farmhand background says your character gets an ability boost that must be applied to either Constitution or Wisdom. You want your fighter to be hardy, so you pick Constitution. Next, your character's free ability boost. You decide to keep increasing her strength. Now your ability scores are the following. Strength, STR, 14. Go back up and reinsert values. Strength, 10 for the first one. Strength, 12 for the step 2. Step 3, where we are. Strength, 14. Dex, 10. Con, 14. Int, 10. Wiz, 10. Cha, 10. If you're making the Dwarven fighter we mentioned earlier into a farmhand, you'd instead have these scores. Strength, 14. Dex, 10. Con, 14. Int, 10. Wiz, 12. Cha, 8. Go back up and reinsert the following. Step 1, start with 10. Strength, 10. Dexterity, 10. Constitution, 10. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 10. Charisma, 10. Under Step 2, first ability score array. Strength, 12. Dexterity, 10. Dexterity, 10. Constitution, 12. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 10. Charisma, 10. Second ability score array under Ancestry, under Step 2. Strength, 12. Dexterity, 10. Constitution, 12. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 12. Charisma, 8. Under Step 3, first ability array. Strength, 14. Dexterity, 10. Constitution, 14. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 10. Charisma, 10. Under second ability array. Strength, 14. Dex, 10. Constitution, 14. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 12. Charisma, 8. Step 4. 4 free ability boosts. After you've chosen your character's ancestry and background, you have 4 free ability boosts you can assign to your ability scores as you see fit. These represent your character's variety of experiences growing up before she became an adventurer. Let's take the sample human fighter from above. We know you want your fighter to be strong, so you decide to spend one of this step's free ability boosts on strength. Dexterity is important for defense. so you put 1 into dexterity. You want to keep making your fighter tough, so you apply an ability boost to Constitution 2. Wisdom affects your defense against most mental magic, and since a strong, tough fighter is the last person you want controlled by some evil wizard, you decide to put your last ability boost into Wisdom. After the 4 ability boosts, your ability scores look like this: Strength 16, Dexterity 12, Constitution 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 12, Charisma 10. Let's examine how this step might play out for the dwarven fighter mentioned above. You decide you'll have fun role-playing an uncharismatic character, so you stick with the 8 in Charisma. You apply the ability boost to Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, and Wisdom, just like the human fighter. Your ability scores now look like this: Strength 16, Dexterity 12, Constitution 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 14, Charisma 8. Step 5. 1 class ability boost. Finally, your choice of your character's class will give you 1 ability boost in a score that's important to your class's abilities. This ability score is called your character's key ability. Most of the class write-ups in Chapter 3 indicate a specific score you apply this ability boost to when you choose that class, but some let you select from 1 or 2 choices. Because our sample character is a fighter, you get to choose Strength or Dexterity for your character's class ability boost. Your character's Dexterity isn't doing so hot, and it might be a liability, but you don't want to miss out on having a Strength score of 18. So that's where you put your final ability boost. If you're really worried about your dexterity, you could go back and reassign an ancestry ability boost from Constitution to dexterity, or change your background to one that allows strength or dexterity as a choice. Assuming you stick with your burly character, though, your ability scores should look like this: Strength 18, Dexterity 12, Constitution 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 12, Charisma 10. Our dwarf picks Strength 2, Strength 18, Dexterity 12, Constitution 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 14, Charisma 8. Step 6. Record ability scores and modifiers. Once you've determined your ability scores, write them down on the appropriate boxes on your character sheet. You'll then want to reference Table 1-4 Ability Modifiers below to determine the ability modifier tied to each of your ability scores. Record this ability modifier in the box just to the left of each ability score. If you ever need to calculate an ability modifier on the fly, it's a fairly easy formula. Subtract 10 from the ability score, then divide the result by 2, rounding down. Optional: rolling ability scores. The standard method of generating ability scores described earlier in this section works great if you want to create a perfectly customized, balanced character. But your GM may decide to inject a little randomness into character creation and elect to let dice decide what kind of character the players are going to play. In this case, you can use this alternative method to generate your ability scores. Be warned, the same randomness that makes this system fun also allows it to sometimes create characters that are significantly more or less powerful than the standard ability score system does, or other Pathfinder rules assume. If your GM opts for rolling ability scores, follow these alternative steps. Step-by-step instructions. Step 1. Roll base ability scores. Roll 4 six-sided dice, 4d6, and discard the lowest dice result. Add the 3 remaining results together and record the sum on a scratch piece of paper. Repeat this process until you've generated 6 such values. Step 2. Assign values to ability scores. Pick which of these values will become each of your ability scores. For example, let's again assume that you are creating a fighter that's both strong and tough, and you have received the following values from your rolling: 17, 14, 13, 11, 9, 9. You assign them to your ability scores as follows. At this stage, the human and dwarven fighters would have the same scores. Strength, 17. Dexterity, 13. Constitution, 14. Intelligence, 9. Wisdom, 11. Charisma, 9. Step 3. Apply Ancestry ability boosts and flaws. Next, you apply the ability boosts your character gains from her ancestry, but she receives 1 fewer free ability boost than normal. If your character's ancestry has any ability flaws, you apply these at this point as well. Our human fighter would have only 1 free ability boost using this method. After putting the ability boost into dexterity, your ability scores would look like this. Strength, 17. Dexterity, 15. Constitution, 14. Intelligence, 9. Wisdom, 11. Charisma, 9. Our dwarf would get 2 ability boosts instead of 3, which must go into Constitution and Wisdom. She does not receive a free ability boost, but she must still reduce her Charisma by 2 because of her ability flaw. Step 4. Apply Background Ability Boost. With the rolling method of ability score generation, your character loses the free ability boost from her background. You can still boost your human farmhand's Constitution or Wisdom score. Selecting Constitution, the human farmhand would have these scores. Strength, 17. Dexterity, 15. Constitution, 16. Intelligence, 9. Wisdom, 11. Charisma, 9. Just in case I didn't do the dwarf's step 3 scores. Strength, 17. Dexterity, 13. Constitution, 16. Intelligence, 9. Wisdom, 13. Charisma, 7. Coming back to step 4. The dwarven farmhand would have these scores. Strength, 17. Dexterity, 13. Constitution, 18. Intelligence, 9. Wisdom, 13. Charisma, 7. Step 5. Record ability scores. In the rolling method, you don't get free ability boosts or an ability boost from your class. Write down your scores and modifiers just as you would if you had used the standard method of generating ability scores described earlier in this section. 17s and 18s. If you reach a 17 or 18 in an ability score, you're still limited to the cap of 18 in an ability score at level 1. This might mean a step will require you to put an ability boost into an ability that would raise it above the cap. When this happens, you can put the ability boost into another score instead, or you can put it into a 17 and lose the excess increase. For instance, if you rolled a 17 for Constitution and were creating a dwarf, you could apply your dwarf's racial Constitution ability boost to your strength of 14 instead. You could still apply it to Constitution anyway, making it an 18, but you'd lose the long-term benefits you would have gained if you applied it to a lower score.
This content was made possible by the generous support of patrons and travelers like you. Thank you.